This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Jamaica has lost a friend. Senate pays tribute to slain Shinzo Abe. The Senate this morning paid tribute to former Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe, who died at hospital today after being shot during a political campaign event in the southern city of Nara. Abe, 67, was shot twice in the neck while giving a speech. Leader of opposition business Kamina Johnson-Smith called Abe Japan's longest-serving prime minister a friend of Jamaica and said that he will rest strong in the country's memories. In the area of sustainable development, he was a particular friend of small island developing states such as Jamaica, said Johnson-Smith. She recalled that Abe led a cabinet that promulgated the first Japan-CARICOM policy and attended the first Japan-CARICOM summit in Trinidad and Tobago in 2014. A year later, he visited Jamaica. He also was a strong advocate for women in leadership, she said. His engagement was warm, his understanding of global issues was also impressive, and indeed, his appreciation of Jamaican sports and music was always at the forefront of his mind, she said, acknowledging the country's support for Jamaica's security and health system. Jamaica has lost a friend. We convey our sincere sympathies to his wife, their family, and indeed to the government and people of Japan as they mourn, she added. Opposition Senator Floyd Morris described Abe as a friend to humanity and said news of his death was absorbed with deep shock and regret. Morris said a politician's job is a hazardous one and noted that they are forced to maintain their guard as a result, no matter what circumstance, no matter what situation. That Abe served as long as he did, holding office for a year in 2006, and then again from 2012 to 2020, before stepping down due to health reasons, Morris said was a testament to the love and respect the Japanese people had for him. His work and the work of his country have impacted Jamaica, and we on the side of the opposition want to extend our profound regret and sadness at his passing. To his family, we offer our prayers, he said. Goat herder's killer slaughtered by gunmen, said cops. A man who was shot dead by gunmen in Greenhill, Westmoreland last week has now been identified as the killer of a goat herder in the parish in March. Police said O'Shane Usher Hamilton was the one who attacked and chopped 68-year-old Aaron Dada Scarlett from Crowder in Greenhill to death. It was reported that on March 2, 2022, Scarlett left home with his goats early in the morning but never returned home. A resident found his body in bushes. There was a chop wound to his neck. The police were alerted and the Scarlett's body was taken to the Savannah Lamar Hospital, where his death was confirmed. 3 months earlier in December 2021, 2 goat herders were also chopped to death in Greenhill and their goats stolen. That incident is still being probed. But investigators, after completing their probe into Scarlett's death, said it has indicated that Hamilton was responsible. A search revealed he was killed days earlier. Hamilton, 26, was killed after leaving a bar in Greenhill. Police said upon leaving the bar, he was accosted by gunmen who shot him as he attempted to run. The men then went over him and shot him several more times before fleeing on a motorbike in the area. Manchester Councilor Francis has died. Jamaica Labour Party Councilor Client Francis of Knockpatrick in Manchester has died. The news understands that Francis, who served as a minority leader 7 to 8 in the Manchester Municipal Corporation, had been ailing for close to a month and was hospitalized up to the time of his death on Friday. His illness was not disclosed and the further details surrounding his death are unknown at this time. Municipals to get $140 million for hurricane preparedness. The government will be providing $140 million for drain cleaning and other mitigation exercises for the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season. The disclosure was made by Minister of Local Government and Rural Development Desmond McKenzie on Thursday while addressing a disaster preparedness town hall in Rocky Point, Clarendon. We are going to be making available the funds to the municipalities. We are going to be providing $140 million to shore up our state of readiness for the hurricane season, McKenzie said. He said it is expected that once disbursed, the funds will be managed effectively. I have already met with the mayors and I have said there can be no excuse. We are providing the resources and I am expecting that we will see the results of the resources that we are providing for the municipal corporations right across the country, he added. Each municipal corporation is responsible for the management of drains, gullies, and parochial roads within the parish and maintaining them. 27 taxi operators killed since start of the year, said Todds. A taxi operator was shot dead last night on Red Sea Drive in Seaview Gardens in St. Andrew, sending the taxi operators into another round of hand-wringing and grief. The taxi operator's death brings the tally to 27 killed since the start of the year, according to Edgerton Newman, president of the Transport Operators Development Sustainable Services. It's a recurring decimal. There is no security for our sector. It is morning, noon, and night. We are being slaughtered in the streets, Newman told the news. He is related to one of the senior directors in Todds, the father of her daughter's child. It is somebody who is very close to us. I heard his mother crying when they killed her son. It's very sad, Newman continued. The deceased operator has been identified as 61-year-old Paul Tony Allen. The police reported that around 10:30 p.m., explosions were heard in the Seaview Gardens area. Following checks, Allen was found slumped over the steering wheel of a gray Toyota Probox motor car along a roadway. The body reportedly had what appeared to be gunshot wounds. According to Newman, 38 taxi operators were killed last year, but the carnage has accelerated this year. One was killed 3 days ago in Waterhouse, Newman said. Teachers working 9 to 15 years without leave. Minister denies a claim only 2% get entitlement. Accusing the Holness administration of depriving teachers of their designated vacation leave entitlement, firebrand educator and trade unionist Paul Adams has described the practice as administratively and politically criminal. But Education Minister Favour Williams has shot back, disputing Adams' claim as untrue. Adams, principal of Herbert Morrison High and a former Jamaica Teachers Association president, charged that the authorities have breached the education regulations by approving vacation leave for only 2% of a school's teaching staff at any one time, despite the rules allowing for up to a 10% ratio. Teachers are entitled to 4 months leave after 5 years of service and 8 months after working for 10 years. But Adams said Thursday that the bureaucracy was restricting leave approvals, forcing some educators to delay vacations for 9 to 15 years without redress. The 35-year veteran said there is a calculated plot between the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Finance. We, the teachers, you don't know if we are ill because we don't show it. You don't know if we are feeling pain. God in heaven, you don't know if we are dying. And we go out there and we work, Adams said at the Jamaica Teachers Association's Golden Torch Awards at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel in New Kingston. Arthritis, neckritis, footritis all over, trials and tribulations, and when the 5 or 6 years come, we can't get 4 months leave, he added. But Williams, when contacted Thursday, challenged Adams' assertion that only 2% of the teaching cohort had leave applications approved. I know over the years it has been anywhere from 5 to 7%, and this year, I know it's going to be 5% of the teachers who are eligible for long leave, Williams said in a news interview. I don't know the composition of the number of schools from which the teachers would come, but the schools themselves would send in the request because obviously the schools would have to look at their staffing needs because we have to have replacement teachers for all who are going out on their 4 months or 8 months leave. But I don't have the composition of the schools. It's driven by eligibility, she said. The minister further noted that she was not aware of a backlog from application denials, but indicated that she would be prepared to discuss the matter with the JTA leadership. But she was insistent that ministry calculations were compliant with the law. Williams stressed, however, that budget implications had to be considered. Adams, in his appeal, advised the ministries to cut the foolishness about money, arguing that the teachers' health and wellness should not be sacrificed on the altar of financial prudence. "It can't work. We are going to die one by one," he said, adding that he had bought 2 walking sticks because of the extension of the retirement age to 65. Adams was among 177 dedicated teachers awarded Thursday for more than 30 years of service. Outgoing JTA President Winston Smith joined in Adams' chorus, noting that he too had been lobbying about the grievance for some time. He said he intended to formally address the authorities on the matter before he demits office. Smith said that the issue is driving many teachers out of the profession. "It is a great injustice to the teachers of Jamaica. It's a travesty. As a matter of fact, if could find another asinine term to describe it, I would, because here we have teachers teaching for 9 years without leave," he said. Smith said the qualification process for leave should be revisited, noting that teachers must work consistently for 5 years without a break to get their 4-month entitlement. That prerequisite does not trip in again until another 5-year period. If a teacher applies after 10 years and doesn't get the leave, any number of years after is going to waste because it's only 8 months, even if you apply after serving 30 years, so 20 years would have gone to waste, the JTA president said. He is insisting that the regulation guidelines be revisited for vacation leave to be accessible every year. Smith said that urgent legislation change might be a fix for the problem, and if we can't change the law to make it happen, then pay the teachers for the unused years, or put that amount as a pushback so you have to use it again and don't just wipe it off, he said. There must be something, but to not give the teachers anything and not make any change is really cruel. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.